Hey yogis, do you spend a large portion of your day seated? All that time in a sitting position can shorten the fibers of our hips over time. This is that intense, tight feeling you feel anytime you try to do a hip stretch. But there is good news. You can squeeze some hip stretches into your everyday as long as you have the proper attire. This may be a bit difficult in a skirt, but if you're sitting at your desk and you need to get a quick hip stretch, this is a perfect stretch for the hips. To do this stretch, it's very simple. Just have a seat on your chair, and when you're sitting on your chair, you want to be sure that your joint stacked. Just as you would be in yoga class when you stand in mountain pose, you want to be seated upright here. So you notice my knees are directly over my heels, my toes point forward, my shoulders, my rib cage, and my hips and pelvis are all aligned. I'm not hyperextending through the spine, getting this huge arch here like this, and I'm not slumped back into the back of my chair, but I'm sitting nice and tall, and the heels are right underneath the knees. Now for this stretch, you'll just bring your right knee in towards your chest. You're going to take your right ankle and place it over the top of your left thigh. If your hips are super tight, this is not even going to be a possibility, and you may be here. Now remember, we always want to be sitting nice and tall with shoulders, ribs, and pelvis stacked. So if this is the case, grab onto the sides of your chair or even your arms and work on pressing yourself up to this nice Tadasana or mountain pose like posture. Just beware of your shoulders, right? You're not pressing down with your shoulders up in your ears, but the shoulders are down and away. So if you're in this position and the stretch is fine, you can work on starting to extend forward. Now the movement is just from the hip joint. Again, we're not collapsing through the spine as we come forward. We stay nice and tall, and then we hinge forward from the hips, going as far as is comfortable and holding as long as is tolerable. Now be sure that you keep the ankle that's on top of the thigh flexed throughout the entire stretch. Now flex means that your foot isn't pointed, it's not sickled, but you're pulling the toes back towards the knee as if you were standing on it, right? So it's not here, but it's perfectly flexed like this. This helps to keep your ankle joint and your knee joints in alignment so that the stretch is actually in the hip rotation and not translating any stress into our ankle or knee joints, which don't like that lateral pressure. So toes continue to pull back towards the knee throughout the duration of the stretch. And when you're all done, you can sit up, press the foot off, release, and switch sides. Make sure you do both sides, or you'll be a little lopsided for the rest of the day. Now this is an easy stretch that you can do in a chair anywhere. Maybe you're at the movie theater and you're waiting for the movie to start, or even at the dinner table if your family is tolerant of it. But be sure that you do stretch your hips and always be thinking about your alignment. Not only when you're sitting down, but also when you're standing up, having the knees directly over the heels and the toes pointed forward. So try out this hip stretch at work and let me know how it helps. If you want to learn more about yoga and how to incorporate yoga into your everyday life, both in postures, stretches, and ideas, check out the blog at halaforsambala.com. If there's any stretches you'd like to see, put it down in the comment section and you may see a video here soon.